Okay, good day again. Man, am I having a hustle with this car? And I've had to, I've got one guard basically finished, bar final polish, and it's a bit dirty because I've been doing other things. It's also dirty because I turned the steering from lock to lock when I was putting the guards on, and I didn't see it happen. I seen it afterwards, but it had blown. I had bonnet up, and it had squirted power steering fluid out of the reservoir. So obviously you're not supposed to turn the steering lock to lock on this without the engine going. So anyway, it pumped the fluid out, but I don't know if somehow it was overfill or not, but I've had it running, and because it's making a noise again now. Well, more than it was making a noise before, but the reservoir still appears to be full, so I don't know what the story is there. Anyway, but yeah, that's partially why the guard's all dirty. Because I had to fortunately add some soapy water, and I was able to wash the fluid off the new paint. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with that, painting the protector strip and putting the new chrome bit on. I can't wait to see the whole car now. Yeah, that's a major improvement. Just makes it look a lot more modern. Anyway, that's not what I'm making a video about. These guards, and of course these are off all these spare panels are off a 92 model. This is a 91 model car, so I don't know if that is where the difference is, but there's no adjustment in these guards, and like most guards have got, you know, slotted holes so you can manoeuvre them around. These don't, and it was too close to the bonnet. It wasn't out far enough, and yeah, I basically had to stick rag in here and lever it against, well, I didn't actually lever it against the bonnet. I had the bonnet up and I levered it against the bolt with the rag against this one, doubled up 3 or 4 times. Pull it out. It's still on out as much as the door. So what I'm going to do there, because the doors don't seem to have any adjustment in or out either. And yeah, same with the bonnet line. I've had to grab this under here and just pull on it, reef on it, to get it to meet the bonnet properly. I put the bonnet on first, and I did that because I was pretty certain that the other guards had never been removed, and so I wanted to get the bonnet on first and line it up with the original guards and know that it's straight. And yeah, it is straight. However, it's on, yeah, back as far as it can go, and it's still sticking out, protruding past the guards, and it was like this with the other guards. So I'm now going to like the hinges themselves unbolt from the body, so I'm hoping there's a little bit of movement, a bit more movement in the hinges themselves where they bolt on the body. If not, I'll have to take them off one at a time and elongate the holes, because the bottom's still got to come back 5 mil or so. But yeah, had the same issue with this guard. Had to pull it out a long way in here, and I actually chipped the paint, which really pissed me off. Yeah, dabbed a little bit of paint in there with a brush. I'll give that a light sand and then dab some clear in it. Hopefully it'll work. It'll blend in. Being new paint, it should be okay. Sometimes you can do that. You can touch up a chip with a brush. It'll work, and sometimes it doesn't. Just depends on the paint. But yeah, and the other issue I got now, see, it's knocked the paint off the door, which I'm not at all concerned about. I'm not even going to use this door. I've got another set of doors, 92 model doors, that I'm going to paint up and put on. But yeah, I couldn't get the guard to come any further, and as I said, it's scraping not on the outside but on the inside in a bit. And the problem is the actual door. You can tell by the gap here, you got too big a gap here, so the door itself has to come back. But the issue here now is that you got to take the door off to adjust the hinges. So I really should have done that first, I think. It was probably the same on the other, with the other guards, just not enough to hit. But yeah, so it looks like you're supposed to, well, from the factory they lined the doors up, starting with the rear doors from the quarter panel, and then work the way forward to the guards. But yeah, it's the first time I've ever come across a car with no adjustment in the guards, or fenders as you call them in America. And like me smoke, probably rollies. They go out when you're not puffing on too much yakins. But here's another issue. This is my own fault. These guards, because these are like I had two of these cars, and the other one had a lot of rust in it, and I started fixing the rust, and then I saw this one advertised, and because this is going back, geez, 4 or 5 years now. It was in a lot better shape. The paint was actually quite decent. Wasn't, peeling off like it is now, and looked reasonable. So that's why I bought this other car. And then I just stuck these in the shed. But yeah, the whole bottom section of this panel was just rusted out. Not so much in the corner, it sort of went round like that. And I was concerned with getting the curve right, and on here, and it's close. It's probably not quite perfect, but yeah. And on one of them, I forget which one it was now, but I actually made it 10 mil short. And I checked that before I painted. I checked the measurement from here to here because I could see that one was different to the other. And I added an extra lip onto it and puttied it all up, but I didn't think to check the measurement here. And it's a good 10 mil longer. And I went over and checked the measurement, and yeah, it's not the fitting of the guard. I've welded this in and made it longer. So yeah, still learning. Should have made a template of it before I even began welding that. Anyway, we'll see how we go. I'm going to put the mud flap on. I'm going to have to put spacers behind the screws here when I put the mud flap on, and if it's not noticeable, I'll leave it. And if it is, I'll have to cut this again and pull it back in. But, yeah, bit of a bummer. But anyway, I'll keep going now. I was just going to stick the bumper on it last night. I said I'm in a rush now. This car's got to go and get wood tomorrow, so yeah, it's got to be finished tonight, ready to drive. So. But yeah, I just want to point out, if anybody's rebuilding these, just check everything. There's no adjustment in the guards. You just have to manipulate them. You have to pull them and bend them and whatever. And yeah, so if you have the opportunity, check it all before you paint it, before you put it on, and make sure it all fits before you paint it, because otherwise you can have this issue like I got now and trying to manipulate them and chip and paint. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.